guess where we are? Most of you probably know it's Disneyland, and I'm here with villager Don, and he and I are going to wander through Disneyland. It's Christmas time, even though it's November 13th, and we're going to give you his bird's eye view of Disneyland because he's been working here for how many years, Don?
44.
44 years. So this should be really fun. Don's an amazing person, and he knows everything about everything as far as Disneyland is, and we're going to discover exactly what he loves about this amazing place. So this is Don. Hi, Don.
Hey, how's it going?
How much fun are we going to have today, Don?
You can't imagine. I just love being here. It's like going back to your childhood all the time. It's just amazing.
How many times have you been to Disneyland as a guest?
Oh, more than 1,000 in all these years.
And when you wander around, what is it you look for and enjoy?
I like watching the people. I like watching their faces. I love seeing how happy they are. And once you walk through that area, you forget what's on the outside world for just a day and just have fun.
And have you ever had a bad time here?
No, I've never had a bad time. No, I don't mind lines or anything. No, it's part of the fun is standing in line and talking with people. I love that.
And we're going to explore. So
sure.
What are you going to show us today? Do you have any thoughts about that?
Well, just how I feel about things after all these years. Like we'll walk over to the Lincoln, which is one of the first things you see as you walk in the park. Most people walk by it, but when I look at it, I think, can you actually imagine seeing probably the greatest president we ever had, almost like life, talking to you? It's like, really? How is that possible? And well, I designed the control system that runs him, and so that's part of what makes me feel good about it. But it's just seeing Lincoln and some of the things I can remember that's over Lincoln and things. So that'll be fun.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
I'm going to follow you.
All right.
Yeah. I am ready for some fun today.
Yeah. And of course on the right is our train station.
Do you have a favorite ride?
My favorite ride is still Indiana Jones.
No kidding.
Yeah, I love Indiana Jones. My second favorite is probably Small World or the Pirate Ride. Small World of Pirates.
That's a train.
So
We're going to go to Mr. Lincoln. I think we should actually do the whole thing. Let's do it.
Go in and
we don't have to wait too long.
Okay, we'll see. Lincoln, like I say, is you actually have the opportunity to see one of our greatest presidents. And we have what's called a Sarcos figure, which is figures that were made by organization for replacing people's broken parts.
No kidding.
Yeah, so it's really cool. Above Lincoln, that building up there, is where the floats and the parades are all run from, right up there. So
Yeah, who knew that?
yeah, it's right on the top. Yeah.
And I'm sure you've been up there many times.
Yeah. Put a lot of stuff in up there for the parades.
Huh.
So we'll go into Lincoln and see how long it is before it starts.
Yeah, this room is amazing with all of the pictures.
They used to have a lot of his Academy Awards in here.
Really?
Yeah.
How many times do you think you've seen this presentation?
Over 1,000.
Really?
Yeah, since I had to work on it all the time, you know.
And it's always good, right? Even after 1,000 times?
It's always good.
During its moment of greatest crisis, the Civil War. To start with, we were fortunate in being able to secure this life mask of the 16th president. How do we get this, Blaine?
This is actually a copy of an original life mask by the sculptor Leonard Volk.
Before Lincoln was president.
Before Lincoln was president.
Before he had a beard.
That's right.
During our exhaustive research into Lincoln's life, we studied his mannerisms, his gestures, and even his voice characteristics to create a faithful likeness of this honored man. The final result is so lifelike that you might find it hard to believe. Now let's go into the Opera House and listen carefully to the words of Mr. Lincoln.
Get a little kind of excited when you...
Always. Like I say, to actually be able to see the greatest president we ever had actually sit up there and talk to you is like, okay, really? Is this really happening? It's like, okay. It's great.
Let's go.
Let's go.
You sit in the front row, middle, back? Where do you like to sit?
I usually sit right about here.
Okay. This is fun. Don's probably the most enthusiastic guy I've ever met. He loves this place.
I love this place, yeah. This is great.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln.
I was born February 12th, 1809, in Hardin County, Kentucky. My father removed from Kentucky to what is now Spencer County, Indiana, in my 8th year. It was a wild region, with many bears and other wild animals still in the woods. There I grew up. I was large for my age, and had an axe put into my hands at once. And from that to my 23rd year, was almost constantly handling that most useful instrument. I think that the aggregate of all my schooling did not amount to 1 year. At 21, I came to Illinois. Thought of trying to study law. Rather thought I could not succeed at that without better education. I borrowed some law books, took them home, and went at it in good earnest. In 1854, the law profession had almost superseded the thought of politics in my mind, when the repeal of the Missouri Compromise aroused me as I had never been before. What I have done since then is pretty well known. If any personal description of me is thought desirable, it may be said I am in height, 6 feet 4 inches, nearly, lean in flesh, weighing on an average of 180 pounds, dark complexion, with coarse black hair and gray eyes, and no other marks or brands recollected. Yours very truly, A. Lincoln.
And now, the skills of the sculptor and the talents of the artist will let us relive Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln.
The world has never had a good definition of the word liberty. And the American people just now are much in want of one. We all declare for liberty, but in using the same word, we do not all mean the same thing. What constitutes the bulwark of our liberty and independence? It is not our frowning battlements, our bristling sea coasts. These are not our reliance against tyranny. Our reliance is in the love of liberty, which God has planted in our bosoms. Our defense is in the preservation of the spirit which prizes liberty as a heritage of all men, in all lands, everywhere. Destroy this spirit, and you have planted the seeds of despotism around your own doors. At what point shall we expect the approach of danger? By what means shall we fortify against it? Shall we expect some transatlantic military giant to step the ocean and crush us with a blow? Never. All the armies of Europe, Asia, and Africa combined could not by force take a drink from the Ohio or make a track on the Blue Ridge in a trial of 1,000 years. At what point, then, is the approach of danger to be expected? I answer, if it ever reach us, it must spring from amongst us. It cannot come from abroad. If destruction be our lot, we ourselves must be its author and finisher. As a nation of free men, we must live through all times or die by suicide. Neither let us be slandered from our duty by false accusations against us, nor frightened from it by the menaces of destruction to the government, nor of dungeons to ourselves. Let us have faith that right makes might. And in that faith, let us to the end dare to do our duty as we understand it.
Why do you love this presentation?
It shows what it took to keep our country together and the people who died to keep it together. And it just kind of makes me emotional to think of that.
Because you served.
Yeah. Yes, I did. So it's just an emotional presentation to me to see what it takes to keep our country free.
This particular ride, as you would call it, sort of epitomizes like Walt's, like, it was important to him, right? That's why he did this thing.
Very important to him, yes. He loved Lincoln, and he loved what he stood for, and that he kept us together as a nation. Yes.
Yeah, it's so inspirational.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, where would the world be without America, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Yes.
All right, so it's Christmas at Disneyland. Is that one of your more favorite times?
Yes, but I never worked at Christmas time because it was a slow time to do work, and I wanted to be home. So I very rarely, but we would come and enjoy the park sometimes.
What's your favorite thing at Christmas time to do?
At the park?
Yeah.
I think we came for the candle lighting one time, and that was something. It was beautiful.
So we're going to wander down Main Street. What are we going to do as we're wandering down Main Street? You going to show us anything fun?
Oh, I'll just point out the windows, and that's about it on Main Street.
What'd you have to do with the windows?
I designed the system, the computer system that runs the animation for the windows.
Really?
Yes.
Yourself and your software guy?
Yes. It's up in the windows over Main Street. That's where there's 5 huge 5-foot by 3-foot boxes for each window that houses the computer and all the electronics and electricity needs for these windows.
How many months or years did it take for you to do all that?
The windows took about 3 months.
Yeah, so this is your favorite window?
This is my favorite window.
Why is it your favorite?
Well, when the computer tells it to change into the next scene, I am just amazed with the man, one of the guys I worked with, who actually built all the physical parts of this window, how he made it mesh together. He made all the gears, everything. He made them. He has laser cutters at his home and everything. And I'm just amazed that it doesn't hit each other. It's so wonderful. If you come to see these, really try to take some time to see them at night. The lighting is absolutely a miracle.
So the guy that you mentioned, he must be a genius, right?
He's a mechanical genius. He actually makes gears. He actually cuts gears to what he needs for things to do what they do. And he's done lots of things in this park. The Sleeping Beauty Castle, there it's moving now.
Look at that.
And how it comes down and sits down and it misses each other over here, doesn't crash into each other. And the guy's flying up stuff. He made all those mechanical things that you see moving. He built, cut, made every piece of that. And that amazes me more than what I do. That you can do something mechanical like that is just amazing. Yeah, he's one of the biggest assets this park has.
What do you love about Main Street?
Main Street, it brings you back to the days of when things were calm and people enjoyed their lives. They weren't running from place to place. They would go to stores like the arcade and enjoy themselves for a while, or the candy shop, and just relax. And you can do that here at Disneyland. You can come here and just relax and have fun on Main Street. And if you're old enough like me, you can remember those days when it was in real life. We're about to go into the Penny Arcade. We're going to take a look at a turn-of-the-century mechanical organ that's just beautiful. When they first put this organ in, nobody knew what it was, what's going to happen. Is it going to play? Is it just for looks? When's it going to play again? So I designed this, and you can see that it tells when the next performance is going to be. If you want to wait around, it says about 3 minutes. But this was something that they went, we got to have something to tell people to stand here for a minute and listen to this thing. And I said, oh yeah, I've got something we can do for that, and that's what I made this for.
I've been coming here for 50 years. I've never heard this thing play, so we're going to wait.
About 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
About 3 minutes, and it'll kick up.
Do you love this thing?
I love this thing. Again, since I can't do it, the mechanics of it just blows me away. Like, how did you figure the mechanical things to make this work?
Why did they put that here? Do you have any idea?
I think because it fits the theme of a very old-time candy shop back in the turn of the century and stuff. So I think that's what this was for.
Does it play the same music every time?
I believe so. In about 1 minute, we'll find out.
Man, so how long did it take you to put that together?
Oh, no time at all, because I had the card, the electronic card that I had already designed, doing other things, and I thought, well, just make it turn on some lights behind a wonderful cut piece of glass.
Why did they make it kind of small?
Well, they didn't want to take away from the actual thing itself. it flashes and stuff. They just wanted it to come on. I said, no, we need to draw the people. And you draw them by having a flashing light.
Okay.
They go, oh, what's that? And so the next performance flashes to draw somebody in to say, oh, hey, why don't we just wait a minute and see what happens? And here it goes.
Nice. That was so cool.
Isn't that cool? Now, that's been there, this sign that I made. That's been there now for approximately, I'd say 5 to 7 years. Never had a call or anything. If it ever breaks, I'll probably be 100 years old and I'll get a call at home. This thing broke and somebody remembers you did it. How do we fix it? But so that's always funny because I do get calls every now and then for fixing something, and I go, I don't even remember what it does. You know, it's been 30 years. You want to tell me what it does?
Do you keep like a notebook, or how do you like document all this stuff?
It's kind of just in my head that I remember. Well, again, like I say, when they bring me something, I go, I don't even remember what it does. Tell me what it does, and then I'll remember.
Wow.
I'll remember how to fix it. Yeah. But thank the Lord that stuff I do lasts forever.
Lasts forever.
Just about, as long as electricity lasts, because it's no moving parts.
Wow. That's great. Anything else you want to say about this thing?
No, it's just amazing.
That's what I love about Disneyland. There's so many things like this that you walk by. I've been here 50 years.
Yeah.
I've come through this, I don't know, 100, 200 times, but it was never
Sure.
playing when I walked by.
No, and nobody knew what it did and what it was there for. So it's sad a little bit when kids walk by and they just walk by. But the older people, they'll look at it and they'll go, oh, I remember that. So that's what's neat. Disneyland has something for every age. Every age. This tree has lights in it, and this is one of the first places my control system is underneath these stairs. That it was the first electronic flicker flame device, and this tree is one of the first ones, and it's been there for approximately 35 years, and the board's still in there working. So
After 35 years, it's still working?
it's still working, so I guess I build things good.
How does it help you thrive coming to Disneyland as a guest?
As a guest,
Yeah.
I really, really believe that it keeps me kind of young and happy, and knowing that what I have done for so long has brought such joy to people.
Millions and millions and millions
Yeah.
of people.
Yeah, to have that in your life, that was your job, brought happiness and joy to people, I think is a really big thing to keep me feeling young and happy.
It doesn't get much better than that, right?
No. I mean, you can love your work, but not only do I love my work and what I did, but I see that other people love it. And I mean, you can't ask for more than that.
I hope you enjoyed part 1. Don is an encyclopedia of knowledge about Disneyland, and I had so much fun helping him share his story. In part 2, Don is going to talk about the fun he had working on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and he's going to give us a personal narration as we ride Pirates. It's totally great. I hope you enjoy part 2.
I mean, if you're a kid, there's nothing better than this.
Yeah, this is the bombardment scene. I love this scene.
So what should I be looking for right here?
Well, as you notice, as the cannonballs hit the water, they're very bright, and then they dim slowly as if they were on fire and cooling off in the water.
Jack Sparrow, show yourself, you miserable cur!